Hi everyone, Rit here. Today I have an unboxing and swatching of the new Ultimate Mixing Set from Daniel Smith. If you're not familiar with Daniel Smith, where have you been? No, it can't be. If you're into watercolors, you have to know Daniel Smith. Anyway, Daniel Smith is a known watercolor manufacturer. I think now they also have oil paint, and they have an insane amount of watercolors. They are beautiful and they come only in tubes until now. So recently they came out with these sets, and there are different configurations of these. Most of them are like 6 half pans that come in the same box. This is the box. I was a little bit surprised at how small it is, even though there's no like misrepresentation or anything on the packaging. You can see that it fits exactly 15 half pans, but still it's very small and cute. So there are different configurations, and then there's the one set with 15 half pans that also comes with an extra empty set, but we will see everything when I open it. I got a comment on my recent watercolor gift guide, which you can check out here, and a lovely viewer mentioned the Daniel Smith sets because I recommended watercolor sets, and the reason I didn't include those in that gift guide, it was actually intentional. I thought about it because Daniel Smith is, I think Daniel Smith and Schmincke are my top 2 favorite watercolor paint manufacturers. And the reason I didn't include it is, first of all, I haven't tried them myself, even though I had no doubt that the quality would be as high as their paints are. But I didn't try it myself. I haven't seen them myself. I didn't want to recommend something that I have no idea how it looks, how it performs. And also because in my guide, I talk about it at the beginning, I felt like the items that I picked have that extra gift-worthy something to them. So it can be the way they look, the way that they're built, the packaging, something. And I suspected, and my suspicions were confirmed, that even though the product here is very, very high quality, you know, artist grade, top of the line watercolors, nothing to say about that, it is very simple looking. So if you're gifting it to someone who only cares about, you know, the inside, and you know them and they will be happy with it, I think every watercolor lover would be happy with it. I don't think you can really go wrong, but to me it doesn't have that extra something special. So that's why it's not included in the gift guide. But I do think this is an attractive packaging. I mean, you can see here the, okay, let's get a bit better. It's very pretty, and it's nice that you get the extra set. This is the set. I already swatched it. And I'll give you the bottom line if you don't want to see the colors swatched. Yeah, it's great. It's everything you would expect from it to be. If you're familiar with Daniel Smith paints, it's the same paint, it's the same formula as far as I understand. They're just poured into half pans. I think the different configurations that they came up with are really, really interesting and fun to try out. And you know, you get 6, besides this set that has the 15 colors, you get 6 colors in each one of the combinations that they offer. And then you have another 9 empty half pans which you can fill with your own palette. So I think that's a really fun way of trying new colors and also getting this cute little palette colors. The palette that I got is the Ultimate Mixing Set, it's called, and the colors here were chosen or curated by an Australian watercolor artist called Jane Blundell. Hope I'm not mispronouncing her name. I have followed her blog and website for a long time, and she's responsible for many of my watercolor shopping sprees. She has her website is a great resource to seeing different sample swatches of pretty much every watercolor brand in the world. I think she swatched them, so you can go there, get lost, and enjoy. But she curated this palette, and I think it is a really great choice of colors that probably 95% of watercolor artists would be happy with. For me, I need my cobalt violet and I need my cobalt teal. Other than that, I'm really game with her palette, and I'd probably maybe switch out maybe one of the earth tones, that yucky browns I call them. No offense if you're like brown. I'm just kidding. It's just not my thing. But yeah, so for me, I wouldn't say, I mean, it could be the ultimate mixing palette. I don't think you could mix something that looks like cobalt violet or cobalt teal with this palette. Let me know if you can, and I'll try it myself. But other than that, you definitely have a huge variety, endless possibilities with this palette. So let's take a closer look. Future Editing Irit here, and I wanted to show you some images of the set that I got and the extra palette that you get with it, and also talk a little bit about the prices. So after I filmed everything, first impressions, the intro and everything, I went online and looked again at the prices. I know it's ridiculous because I bought the set, but I was excited about it. I saw it came in stock at Jackson's. I ordered it. I wanted to swatch it and try it out to show you. And yeah, the big set costs $100 at Jackson's Art Supplies, and then the smaller sets that include basically a tiny palette and 6 very good but 6 half pans. The small ones cost $50. I think these are overpriced. I think if you want a good set of half pan watercolor, I'm going to show you some different options that I found. If you love Daniel Smith and you absolutely want this particular box that they came out with, then I guess, you know, you can justify getting this. But other than that, I think it's a bit a bitter pill to swallow. Is that an expression, or did I just make that up? I don't know. I think it's just a bit overpriced, and I want to show you some other options that I found online. I just want to make it clear, I absolutely love Daniel Smith paint. I will continue to buy it in tubes, but I think these sets are, I don't want to say a ripoff, but they're just a bit overpriced. I don't want to burn the bridges of Daniel Smith. Maybe one day when I'm a famous artist, they will want to sponsor me and give me all the paints. So I can't be too rough with this review, you know what I mean? Anyway, so as I said, the small sets cost $50, and for $50, you can get this set by White Knights. It's not a compact set by any means. It's huge, but it's artist grade, and you get 36 full pans. If you're willing to shell out for more pounds, you can get this gorgeous Sennelier set, which I actually have. It is bigger. It has 24 half pans, and it comes in a metal tin. It's, again, not as tiny and compact, but you definitely get more. You also get a brush. This Schminke set has 12 Schminke full pans. I adore the Schminke colors, as you probably know. And again, this is a bigger set, but you get so much more paint for basically the same money. And if you do want a very compact set, then this travel set by Winsor & Newton is really, really cool. I think it's I think it's a bit nicer than the box of the Daniel Smith paints, and I actually saw it now at Jackson's for £50. It was on promotion, so that's $63. That's called the Field Box. It has 12 half pans, not 15, but it has all these cool features of
like a field box, they call it. And also on promotion now at Jackson's at the time of filming this, I found this set by Winsor & Newton, which has 24 half pans, and it costs less, I think, than the Daniel Smith set. So yeah, I also found this beautiful Sennelier set, which is more expensive, but can we all just appreciate how pretty it is? I know, really not connected to this video, but it's just so pretty. Let's look at it and enjoy. Okay, back to reality. Let's look at this box.
So this is what you get in the ultimate mixing set, and I think you get the extra one with every set. So this is tiny, and this is like fits in the palm of my hand. I'm trying to see which other small. This one is the White Knight 12 full pans. So I guess this would be really great for traveling. And it has the Daniel Smith logo here, I guess. It's beautiful. This touch definitely adds a bit more to the whole feel of this because it is plastic. So what does this say? This says, I'm unique. All colors inside are made with the highest pigment load possible. Let's read together. Hand poured and dried to specific water retention levels. You may notice that some colors may have pulled slightly away from the sides of the corner or may have a roundness to them. This is normal for a hand poured product. Be assured that every pan has undergone multiple rigorous quality control processes and only passes if it meets our strict standard for both volume and density, regardless its final shape. So this is a sticker. No, it's a card, and it's glued with a glue dot that can be easily removed without a residue, so that's good. And we also get this little guide, and I guess it tells you about all the different sets. So I think they made this quite cleverly with their set. So this is the Floral Cottage Gardens to Botanicals, and this is a beautiful set. So the other sets have 6 half pans in them, and then you'll have the rest will be empty pans. Then we have the Desert to Mountains. Of course you can see all this online, but I'll just show you. So these are the colors you would get in the Desert to Mountains. This would be the Cottage Gardens to Botanicals. This is beautiful, beautiful colors. This is Blues Serene to Dramatic. Just lovely. And then we have the Sketcher set. If you're familiar with Liz Steele, she's a known urban sketcher. So these are the Sketcher colors. Then there's the Ultimate Mixing set, which is what I have, has all these colors. And then one that is very beautiful called Colors of Inspiration, and I think it's for the purple lovers between us. And this actually has a really great selection. I have all these colors and I love all 6 of them. So definitely a beautiful one. And you can see here that they explain, and I know Schmincke does the same thing. They pour the paint 3 times to get, I guess, the maximum pigment into these pans. Okay, so enough with the chatting. Let's see. So this is the empty one, I think. And it has, you can see it's quite small. I mean, it just fits exactly the half pans, and these come out so you can rotate them. And these are pretty standard size, so you can kind of build your own palette, which is very nice. And then this is the one we've been waiting for. So you can see It looks very, very nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet these, and I have to show you this thing. I've had this in my studio for, I don't know, a year. I just wanted a spray bottle. I was in the art store. I bought this. I didn't really pay attention to like the details, but it has this pump that when you open it, it just, and then when you push this, it just sprays a continuous spray of water, and then when you close it back, there's like this, you're creating kind of a vacuum, I guess. I've never seen anything like it, and I have to tell you that I absolutely love it for wetting, re-wetting my palettes, because with my large studio palette, I'm always like going around spritzing 100 times, and this is just so easy. So very, very kind of fancy bottle spray. If I'll find it online, I will put a link. So we're starting with Buff Titanium. This is the yellow, is Hansa Yellow Medium. So really nice, kind of, I would say a bit warmer, like, yeah, it's not like a lemon yellow, it's like a warmer yellow. Next color is Quinacridone Gold. I mean, I'm sure you're all fans of Quinacridone Gold. I am as well. Buff Titanium is a granulating color. It is semi-opaque, and the pigment, no, I'll skip the pigment numbers. If you want that, you can read. Hansa Yellow Medium is not a granulating color and is also semi-transparent or semi-opaque. The Quinacridone Gold is granulating and is transparent. Next we have Pyrrole Scarlet. So the Pyrrole colors tend to be very, very dramatic, and this is a beautiful kind of orangey red. This is also semi-opaque. It is not a granulating color. Next we have Permanent Alizarin Crimson. So this is more our kind of pinkish red. It is transparent and not granulating. Next, another favorite everyone loves, Quinacridone Rose. Definitely a color I like to have in my palette. It is transparent and not granulating. Next, another classic, Ultramarine Blue. I don't think I actually tried the Daniel Smith one. It's very nice. So this is a transparent color, and of course ultramarine is granulating. Next we have Cerulean Blue Chromium, and this is a semi-opaque color, as you can already see, and it is very granulating. Although I saw a comparison of the Cerulean Blue versus the Cerulean Blue Chromium, and I think the Cerulean Blue was even more granulating. So next is Phthalo Blue Green shade, and I have to say, I know this is like a classic color. I hardly ever use it. It's too intense for me, but definitely a popular color and a nice primary to have. Next we have Phthalo Green Blue shade. Both of the phthalos are transparent and not non-granulating colors. Next we have Goethite Brown Ochre. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. So now we're going into the neutral and earth tones, and I have to say this is not a color that I have tried from Daniel Smith, so I'm very excited, even though it's a brown. And this color is granulating and is semi-opaque. Next we have another classic, Burnt Sienna. It's a classic combo to mix burnt sienna and ultramarine. I know some of you are cringing right now that I did that. I'm sorry. I don't take my swatches too seriously. I know some people really do them properly. I just like to paint with the colors and get to know them. I don't really look at my swatches. So I have received several comments in the past that I'm swatching things wrong. There is no right or wrong way to swatch your colors. It's swatching. The purpose is not to swatch or to have swatches. The purpose is to get to know your paints and have a useful tool to you. If you use swatches, that's great if you get information from them, but I don't. I get my info on my colors by painting with them. That's my personal way, so yeah. Okay, so the burnt sienna is half opaque, semi-opaque, and it is granulating. Next we have Indian red, which is an opaque color. It's known to be very, very intense. It's another color I kind of stay away a bit from, but I do think that with a lot of water it has some a really lovely color to it. So this is a color I would use very, very delicately. Next we have raw umber. This is semi-opaque granulating, and it's kind of a yucky brown color. Don't be offended if you like raw umber. I know it's a good mixing color. I am just not a big fan of like earthy, kind of yucky brown colors. If I do mix my colors and I do kind of neutralize my brighter colors, but usually when I do that, I just go with a complementary color. That's just me. That's not to say that, you know, if you're doing something wrong. Not at all. So Jane's Gray, I think, is a color that is unique to this palette, and it is semi-opaque granulating, and it is made from ultramarine blue and burnt sienna.
That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and I wish you a wonderful day. Bye.